you're saying that your agency is not set up to have internal capabilities that can recognize problems with critical aspects of your infrastructure on their own?
Hello. You got it.
And in light of that, you don't feel that any changes are necessary at RIDOT?
That methodology that I just described, not only employed at RIDOT, but throughout the United States from a project management standpoint, results in literally, in our case, hundreds of bridges being corrected that were sitting for decades, decaying. Putting this kind of a structure in place enabled us, in fact, to fix 351.
I'm not asking about the
35 bridges a year that we have fixed.
We're asking about this particular bridge.
And in this particular bridge, I told you that structure and the people that we had executing the parts of that structure failed in their contract to us. In the other 351, they did not. They executed it flawlessly.
How do we know that if the only, I'm sorry, how do we know that if the only way that the failure in this case, after 10 years of deficient inspections, was detected because of some ongoing other work? How do we know that any of those other inspection regimes are adequate if RIDOT doesn't have the internal capacity to oversee them?
Because we employed the project review in a way that in those cases, those companies did what they were contracted for.
I'm sorry.
They provided us the expert. They provided us the expert opinion, and the redundancy that I keep talking about that we build into these by not just having one company do it, but double checking them with a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth on an annual basis has prevented this from happening in any other case except for this.
Is that the same redundancy as these 6 contractors?
But for the failure of the contractors in doing what they were contracted to do. That's what this is all about. That's why there's only 1 out of 1,000 bridges in our state that this has happened to, because the contractors did not perform in accordance with what they contracted for.